Now we'll be talking about the examination of the abdomen with special relevance to kidney because it was hematuria that was the clinical scenario, and we are trying to find out whether there is any particular cause for hematuria and how we should be examining the abdomen in a case of hematuria. If it is enlarged, then it will 100% touch your finger. But if it's not enlarged, it's quite likely you may just feel the margin of the liver. It's essential to find out whether the margin is well defined, whether it is tender, and so that is one thing that you feel. There are many other ways of palpating the liver, but this is the standard format which we normally expect from the examinees, that you feel gently for the liver. C for the presence of enlargement, C for the surface, C for the consistency, C whether it is smooth or not, whether there are any nodules. So all these findings have to be checked out when you're examining the liver. Now, similarly about the spleen. The spleen is on the left side, so therefore you start the palpation from the left side. Now, where should you start? Quite often there is a confusion in the minds of the candidates that since the spleen tends to enlarge in this direction, they start from here. Now, this is far too far. So, if you examine it below the left hypochondrium and feel that the spleen is enlarged and it is being felt, you can come down looking for the margin of the spleen. Look for the shape of the spleen, look for the presence of notch, look for the surface, and look for its mobility. Since the spleen is directly in touch with the diaphragm, it therefore moves very freely as compared to, say, for example, kidney. There's a limited movement with respiration. So you put your hand up, feel the spleen in this way. Another important finding is that you cannot introduce your finger under the costal margin when the spleen is enlarged. You couldn't do the same with the liver as well because they're closely in touch with the costal margin and also just under the diaphragm. So this is about the liver and the spleen. And similarly, the rest of the abdomen, you can also palpate the rest of the abdomen. This includes the bowel, and this includes the areas coming down to the iliac fossas. Now, both the iliac fossa have important organs. So you look for the iliac fossa. Here, for example, the appendix, the cecum, and the ascending colon. And as you go more medially, you have the bladder. The tenderness of the bladder is important to elicit, particularly if it's in a case of hematuria, because the patient could as well be having cystitis, and that could produce hematuria. So therefore, it's essential to assess whether the bladder is enlarged or not in the first place. If it is enlarged, how enlarged? We'll talk about it in percussion. And see whether it is tender or not. So it's essential. Now, coming to the palpation of the kidney. Kidney happens to be a deep organ. It is retroperitoneal and it is not easily palpable. So how do we palpate the kidney? Now, you have to put a hand in front of, there are two ways. During inspection, you you make the patient sit up like this and examine the loins. This is the area of the erector spinae. This is the loin. And this young lad, the loin is empty. Usually, if the kidney is enlarged, the loin is going to be full. And similarly, the same thing on the other side too. So when the loin is, when you are examining the loin, you can also percuss the loin. See what's the sound coming. Now there's a resonant sound coming. That's because the colon is sitting. But if the kidney is enlarged, then in that case the loin is going to be full and the sound also will be dull. Now that is by looking at the loin, because that's where actually the kidney is located. It's very way back in the retroperitoneum and somewhat high too. The disposition is L1 to L3. So therefore it's somewhat high too. And what you can, even if you feel it from the front, what you can feel would only be the lower pole of the kidney. Now, how do we do the examination from the front? It is called bimanual examination. Bimanual means examination by two hands. One hand will be posterior, behind in the loin. Other hand will be anterior in the lumbar region. And both the hands will be pressed together until you feel the lump. How do we go about it? Now, let me try. I don't want to hurt this young lad. So, I'm going to put my hand in the loin here. And दर्द होना तो बताना बेटा. Put my hand in the loin here and my opposite hand in the front, and I'll ask him to take deep breath. लंबी सांस लेना. With each breath, I depress my hand. लंबी सांस लेना, फिर लेना, फिर एक बार लेना. In fact, I am able to feel the lower pole of his kidney. And why? Because he is a thin person, and therefore I am able to feel a normal kidney. This is what would happen in case of a thin built person. You normally will not feel the kidney in a normally heavily built person. In pediatric age group, you feel them, and since he is a young boy and he's got thin build, so therefore I could feel the lower pole of the kidney, and that's all you would feel. If I have to prove that that is the lower pole, then I'll have to press on that kidney and he'll get a sickening sensation. I don't want to do it in his case. You keep on going deeper and deeper until you feel the kidney between the two hands, and when he takes a deep breath, the kidney will come between the two hands, and if I press it, then he'll feel a sickening sensation. So that is is almost diagnostic that you are feeling the kidney. But this is called bimanual palpation. And there is another way of feeling the kidney. If the kidney is enlarged, you can even push the kidney against the anteriorly placed hand. The hand in front is what you can call as a seeing hand, a palpating hand. Hand behind is the hand which is going to push the kidney forward. So I just push it forward, and if there is an enlargement of the kidney, that comes and hits my hand on the front.